Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this beautiful morning. Hope and pray that every one of you must have a wonderful journey in the 12 forest of Vrindavan. Also, I would like to welcome the newcomers, Girish Prabhu. Welcome to this call and hope and pray that Krishna may allow you to join regularly. Also, Priya, Kishori Devidasi. And if you so desire, you can share your number so we can stay in touch. And also, I would like to welcome the Neeraj Srivastav. And our regular devotees who always join, Shrikant Ji, Sarva Tarak Prabhu. And also today I joined 1 minute late at 2:01. And when I joined, Rohini Nandan Prabhu was there, Ishwar Krishna Prabhu was there. So nice to see the devotees. Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, Yamuna Sundari Mataji, I.V. Gautam, Shubhra Devidasi, Vrajeshwari Priya Devidasi, Govinda Gita Devidasi, Girivardhari Prabhu. Please, everyone can keep their phone muted. Shriya Devidasi, Sitala Priya Devidasi, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Amol and Smita Pachpande, Manani Mataji, Prathamesh Prabhu, Janki Kant Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Nadia Kumar Prabhu, Shraman Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Kasturi Manjari Mataji, Sisastika Devidasi, Paramana, Manmata Anand Prabhu, Shundri Radha Mataji, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Damodarati Mataji, Raga Bhakti Devidasi, Hanuman Prabhu, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Pranath Gopal Prabhu, Radhika Prem Devidasi, Vraj Vinod Prabhu, Anand Vinodini Devidasi, Sikha and Pankaj Gupta, Devendra Krishna Prabhu, Devyansan Saloni, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Rajendra Prabhu, Abhay Joshi Prabhu, Ravi Pipilia Prabhu, he also joined right after me. Leela Manjari Devidasi, Vijay Kaushav Prabhu, Amal Atman Prabhu, Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu, Tulsi Priya Devidasi, Jai Govinda Prabhu, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Amal Nam Prabhu, Barsana Rani Mataji, Sugandh Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devidasi, Priyanka Mataji, Rukmini Priya Devidasi, Adi Gopal Prabhu, Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Survangi Shyam Devidasi, Narsimha Leela Chaitanya Das, Rajeshwari Pran Devidasi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Govinda Mohini Devidasi, Krita Lakshan Prabhu, Matangi Gopi Devidasi, Manoj Kapoor Prabhu, Kamal Priya Mataji, Karunamai Mataji, Radha Charan Prabhu, Radha Vallabh Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Sukruti Devidasi, Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarsan and Manjari, Balram Prabhu, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Devidasi, Rasa Keda Prabhu, Anand Radhika Mataji, Pitambar Priya Prabhu, Rajesh and Sweta, Sarmista Sahi, Mamta Mataji, Amit and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Suchitra Devidasi, Sumit Prabhu, Purvi Parmar Mataji, Kanta Devidasi, Rashmi Mataji, Advait Prabhu, Sundarangi Devidasi, Sundari Leela Mataji, Shravana Mangla Prabhu, small letters so hard to read, and I think Raghunath Priya Prabhu, and also Santa Kamari Mataji joined very early, around 2:15 a.m. And Ganga Devidasi, Rati Prabhu, and Madhvi Mataji, and Chintamani Devidasi, and Nitya Navli Devidasi from Clear Lakes. So sorry that it take me a little time. I will have to revise so I can read very quickly. Let's hear the wonderful song before we will read the Jaiva Dharma. Hare Krishna.
प्रसिद्धं नवनीतचोरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकुलचोरम् अनेकजन्मार्जितपापचोरं चोराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि श्रीराधिकाय
Thank you very much, Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, for playing a wonderful song. We need to hear this song every day. So you finished one of the duty. Thank you. So we will be continue reading from the Jaiva Dharma. We offer our humble obeisances at the desk of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who has given us a wonderful literature to absorb and improve our sadhana. So Devidas is asking another question. Then why have the scriptures gone to such lengths to praise these guna results? Lahiri Mahasay. There are two types of men in the world. I think we read that, but just to bring up to the speed, I'm going to read that paragraph. Udita Vivek and Anudita Vivek. The latter refuse any good constructive work unless they are immediate and concrete mundane results. Therefore, the praise heaped upon guna result is for the benefit of these people. However, the true import of the scriptures does not indicate that people should remain complacently satisfied with their guna result. Rather, the scripture intend that those of slumbering conscience may be attracted by the guna result initially, but then within a short time, by the grace of a pure Vaishnava, they may hear about the mukhya result and gradually develop an attractions for this higher goal. Devidas, would you consider Raghunandan a Smarta Pandit of the Smriti Shastras and other like him to be in the lower category of Anudita Vivek? Lahiri Mahashay, no. They personally were striving for the mukhya result, but they made arrangement through the writing to guide the Anudita Vivek. Devidas, in some scripture, one reads only about the guna result without any mention of the mukhya result. How may this be explained? Lahiri Mahasay, the scripture can be grouped into three categories, which correspond to the three levels of human consciousness. Sattvika scripture, in Sattvika Gun, the mode of goodness. For people in Sattva Gun, Rajasika scripture in Rajagun, and the mode of passion for people in Rajaguna, and Tamasika scriptures in Tamogun, and the mode of ignorance for people in Tamogun. Devidas, given the variety of scriptural instructions, how then does one discern which scriptural directives should be trusted and believed and which should be rejected? And how may a man elevate himself from the lower ranks of consciousness to higher? Larry Mahasay, human being can be classified according to the level of their nature, habits, and faith. And corresponding to their faith, people seek the appropriate scriptures. A Sattvika person has a natural faith and inclination toward Sattvika scriptures. A Rajasika person toward Rajasika scripture, and a Tamasika person toward Tamasika scriptures. Trust and belief grow easily upon the foundation of faith. When one performs one's duties prompted by faith and an increasing level of understanding in the potent duties prompted by faith and an potent association of saintly person, one can advance to higher level of consciousness. So I'm going to read one that I think I missed little. When one performs one's duties prompted by faith and an increasing level of understanding in the potent association of saintly persons, one can advance to higher level of consciousness. The sages who wrote the scriptures were perfect personalities. The methods employed by them in formulating the scriptures ensure that if anyone diligently and faithfully execute his specific duties as recommended in the scripture, he progresses higher. Thus, we find diversities in the many scriptures. Nevertheless, unwavering faith in the scriptures assures in all good fortune. The conclusion of all the scriptures is the Bhagavad Gita, which delineates this esoteric precept. Devidas, quote, I have been studying many different scriptures from my early years, but today, by your grace, I have understood a unique philosophical point. Lahiri Mahasaya. The Srimad Bhagavatam 11:8-10 states, Anubhyascha mahadbhyascha शास्त्रभ्य कुशलो नरः सर्वतः शारम अदद्यात् पुष्पेभ्य इव जत्पदः. Just as the honeybee takes nectar from all flowers, big and small, an intelligent human being should take the essence from all religious scriptures. I remember my son. I used to call you an atheist, but now I have stopped criticizing people. No one should be faulted for adhering to their own particular level of adhikar, qualification. At the appropriate time, they will be promoted to higher levels. You are a Pandit in Tarka Shastra, the scriptural of logic, and Karma Shastra, the scripture of fruitive work. Therefore, there is no offense in your level of realization, which is based upon these scriptures. Devidas. Earlier, I held the false opinion that there are no Pandit in the Vaishnava Sampradayas. I thought they were fanatics, respecting only revelations and believing only in particular segments of the revealed scriptures. I'm convinced now there are also broad-minded seekers of truth amongst the Vaishnavas. Are you presently studying the scripture under a teacher? Lahiri Mahasaya. Quote, my son, you may call me a fanatic Vaishnava or anything else as you please. My Gurudev lives in the cottage and does his bhajan there. He has taught me the essence of all the scriptures, which I have repeated to you. If you also wish to learn, then approach him humbly and inquire from him with devotion. Come, I will introduce you to him. Lahiri Mahasaya guided Devidas to Vaishnavadas Babaji's cottage, and after introducing him, left him with his guru and retired to his own room, quietly sitting down to continue his chanting while the following conversation ensued. Vaishnavadas, quote, have you concluded your education, my son? Devidas, I have studied up to Muktipad and Siddhanta Kasumanjali in Nyaya Shastra. In Smruti Shastra, I have read all the books. Vaishnavadas, quote, I see you have worked hard in your studies of the scriptures. What have you learned? What is the outcome of your efforts? Devidas, Atyanta dukha nirvrittir eva mukti. One must constantly strive for mukti. I'm searching for mukti through the faithful executions my prescribed religious duties. Vaishnavadas, quote, yes, I was like you once. I have also studied those books and sought the release of mukti. Devidas, am I to presume that you have given up that endeavor? Vaishnavadas, quote, son, tell me, what is your concept of mukti? Devidas, quote, the Nyaya Shastra espouses the existence of an eternal difference between the Jiva and Brahman. Thus, in Nyaya Shastra, it is not clear exactly how mukti, understood as a cessation of all suffering, take place. However, the Vedantic viewpoint holds that mukti is the quiet for the undifferentiated Brahman. To me, this is definitely more comprehensible. Vaishnavadas, son, I had studied thoroughly the Vedanta literature in the line of Shankaracharya for a good 15 years before I entered the sannyas order, wherein for a further number of years I endeavored assiduously for mukti. I accepted the four Mahavakyas of Shankaracharya and profoundly meditate upon their prayers and the purport. Nevertheless, finally I discarded that discipline and philosophy, having decided that it was shallow and immature. Devidas, what prompted your conviction? Vaishnavadas, certainly it is not easy to describe to others the trials and tests with which one has been confronted. How will others understand? Devidas could understand from his conversation that Vaishnavadas Babji was a profound Pandit, realized and self-realized person. He had not yet studied the Vedanta and so considered that if Vaishnavadas Babaji would kindly consent to teach him, then he could master the Vedanta as well. Therefore he said, Sir, do you think I'm eligible candidate for studying the Vedanta? Vaishnavadas, seeing that you have sufficient knowledge of Sanskrit, you could study Vedanta if you find a teacher. Devidas, if you would kindly teach me, I'm more than willing. Vaishnavadas, my present situation is that I'm simply a poor servant of the Vaishnavas. Paramahans Premdas Babaji has been very merciful to me, instructing me to chant Harinam always. Therefore, I try to do his binding and have very little other time left. Besides, Srila Rupa Goswami has strictly forbidden the Vaishnavas to read or hear Shankaracharya's exposition upon Vedanta, known as the Sariraka Bhasya. Therefore, I do not read or teach that book. Sri Chaitanya, however, the original spiritual master of the entire creation, explains the Vedanta Sutra Bhasya to Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. This is available amongst a few Vaishnavas in the form of a handwritten manuscript. You may copy this from one of them and then study it. I may help your understanding if I can. In fact, you could approach Srimat Kavikarnapur of Kanchana Palli village and procure a copy from him. Devidas, I will pursue this matter with great care. Sir, you have vast knowledge of Vedanta. Kindly tell me very plainly if I can find the real essence of the Vedanta by studying the Vaishnava commentary. Vaishnavadas, I have studied and taught the Shankara commentary. I have also scrutinized other commentaries, including the Sri Bhasya of Sri Ramanujacharya. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas study the elaborations of the aphorisms made by Sri Chaitanya and explained by Sri Gopinath Acharya. In my experience, I have not yet come across anything superior and more exhaustive. No further theories, annotations, or new doctrines are necessary after the elaboration given by the Supreme Lord. The essence of all the Upanishad is available in these dissertations. If someone can take the pains to compile these elaborations systematically, then no other commentary will be so appreciated by the scholars of Vedanta. The words of Vaishnavadas Babaji gave Devi Das profound joy and filled with gratitude. Devidas offered his prostrate obeisances. Proceeding from there to his father's room, he narrated everything to his father, who became jubilant, proclaiming, Devi, you have read and heard enough. Now you must search for the real purpose of life, the ultimate goal. Devidas, Father, I came to Godruma feeling extremely hopeful that I could bring you back with me. If you kindly come just this one time, we would be very happy. Especially our dear mother is keen to have your darshan. Lahiri Mahasai, I have accepted the shelter of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas and have taken a vow not to visit any non-Vaishnava house. First, all of you should become Vaishnavas, then you can take me. Devidas, Father, I do not understand your instructions. We worship the Lord in our house. We have never shown disrespect to Harinam. We serve and care for guests and Vaishnavas. Are we not Vaishnavas? Lahiri Mahasaya. I recognize that apparently there are no difference between your activities and those of the Vaishnavas. Yet you are not Vaishnava in the true sense. Devidas. Then please tell what we should do to become true Vaishnavas. Lahiri Mahasaya. First, you must denounce your materialistic mentality, your naimitika bhav, attachment to temporary rituals, and embrace the values of the eternal religion, Nitya Dharma. Then you are ready to become Vaishnavas. Devidas, I have this nagging doubt which you will kindly dissipate. The Vaishnavas' devotional activities of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Abandhanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam appear to be diluted with material activities. Then could not this be called Naimitika Karma as well? I detect a certain bias in this matter. Deity worship, fasting, using material things in worship, all this part of the mundane nature. So how can they be designated as Nitya, eternal? So I think that we have reached the time. We won't be able to hear the answer, but we will repeat the question tomorrow and then we will read the answers. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful devotees who joined, taking so much austerity from Houston, from India, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, College Station, San Jose, Tempe, Phoenix, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very